let's move over to Karl Anthony Towns. It's announced meniscus injury. Looks like the timeline to get back hopefully is short, but they're announcing it's out there that potentially as short as a month. We'll reevaluate in 4 weeks for Karl Anthony Towns. JT, for you in Minnesota, how big of a loss is this? And is it imperative that he gets back before potentially even the first round of the playoffs?
Yeah, I think you can really cut this both ways, honestly, because I do think that there is a part of this team, I mean, don't get me wrong, they've been, arguably the best team in the league in the Western Conference this season. They're right up there. I think right now they actually have like a half game lead, atop the West right now. So you definitely can make no qualms with how they've played. But Cat does feel like of the players on the Wolves, if you're going to go without a guy for a month, maybe the guy you could survive his injury a little bit more than Gobert, who's so central to the defense, or Ant, who's really essential to the offense. Cat's kind of he's having a really good defensive year. He obviously is like one of the best shooting bigs of all time. So he don't get me wrong, that he helps their ceiling a ton. And for the postseason, they aren't going to get far without him. But I think for this little stretch, I don't think it's the end of the world. They are in a really tight race at the top of the West. But like kind of quietly, you don't if they say they slide down to fourth. I don't hate being in fourth when the Warriors and the Lakers are maybe coming out of 7 and 8. Now maybe
Yeah.
in the next round, if you get through, you'll really have wanted that home court, and that's something maybe we talk through later. But I don't think this is the biggest deal there. I think it's certainly not an Embiid to the Sixers level impact. They're not going to be falling down the standings like Philly has. I think it's an interesting moment. I mean, personally, betting wise, one thing I'm keeping an eye on. Jaden McDaniels rebounds. I bet that tonight, if you're following in the app, they put him at 3.5 rebounds tonight. He grabbed 8. And if you look at PBP, always struggle with that one. PBBstats.com, they'll show kind of the on-off for certain players. With Cat out, Jaden McDaniels really hits the glass hard. So I'm be looking at that as the next month. I think we'll be riding that, even some of those all overs. And then from on the flip side, Conley, he gets a lot of assists to Cat. I held off on that one tonight. I wanted to see if he was getting put into the pick and roll with Gobert a lot more. He only had 4 assists. I'll check out his potentials after the game, see if, they really were, not really running all that much pick and roll with Gobert, or what the deal is there. But those are 2 betting angles from a player prop side that I'm going to be checking out as well. But I don't think this is the end of the world for the Wolves. I think they can kind of survive this and hopefully not slip too far down. But if they slip a little bit, it's not going to be all the way to like 5, 6, 7. I don't think it's going to be still in that top
Yeah.
tier where they're in decent shape and might even get a better matchup potentially.
Yeah. Jaden McDaniels line 11 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. A little PRA might be in
Yeah.
effect for
Yeah.
him. He's actually been shooting it from 3 a lot better as well. So I love Jaden McDaniels' game, and he just fits this Timberwolves team